How's it going, everybody? This is Mike, Mr. Tiny Timmons, and I'm back again with a all-new episode of Living Tiny with Mr. Tiny. This is season 3, episode 2, and I'm showcasing the Peterson's anchored park model. And this episode is going to be a little different than our usual Living Tinies, but because I am showcasing to you today how a 399 square foot park model stood up against an F3 tornado. Yes. This is one you do not want to miss. So grab your popcorn, grab your seat, because you're in for a treat. This is an all-new episode of Living Tiny with Mr. Tiny. The number one question I receive week in and week out is, Mr. Tiny, why would I ever purchase one of your 399 square foot park model recreational vehicle tiny homes over a traditional RV camper when many times I can find a used RV or camper on the secondhand market for a quarter of the price compared to your premium product? Well, my answer is it's in the name that you just said, premium. It's the durability and the quality of the materials that we provide in our recreational vehicle park models. That is the main factor differentiating us from a traditional RV camper. And as you see here behind me, that's exactly what I have here, is a traditional RV camper after an F3 tornado touched down. And as you can see, this camper has been thrown on its side. It's ripped open, ripped to pieces. It is totaled, unusable from this point forward, and caused more havoc to the client because not only are they without a place at this current moment to stay in, but also the insurance and the adjusters and the back and forth of getting their money back for replacing this and then going back on the market and shopping. All of that creates time away from you living your life in the manner that you set out to. And with that said, this one actually came out a lot better than many others. Follow me this way and I'll show what happens when you don't come out on the good side of things, like you'll see here, where you're just flipped over and ripped open a little bit and it's totaled. It's this way, is when you get a traditional RV and camper that are completely demolished due to the high winds and severe weather, when you do not have the half-inch sheetrock, the 2x4s, the vapor barriers, radiant barriers, the site-built James Hardie siding, and on top of that, the anchoring into the ground after delivery with the hurricane straps that our homes provide, leaves you with items like this, where you can see the subfloor, you can see the toilet still here. Just that's all you see that allows you to remember that this was a RV at one point in time. Otherwise, it just looks like someone just did a complete, brought a trailer out and threw some trash on the back, because that is what you're left with after the severe weather hits. I mean, it gets no worse than this. And the thing is When my clients reach out to me and they purchase, they're looking for something to live in long term, as whether it's their primary residence or they're looking for a weekend getaway, a secondary residence that they can rely on to be there when they're ready to get out of town. And that is what you want, is a place that you can call your home away from home or your home for a lifetime. And when you purchase by going the cheaper route and getting a traditional RV, this is what you're subject to, is showing up to that property after a severe weather storm, and this is what you're left with. I am back again with a all new episode of Living Tiny with Mr. Tiny, and this is season 3, episode 2, and it has brung me to the location of Sanger, Texas, which is on the Lake Ray Roberts Marina, where we're currently in at the moment, and the Petersons have allowed us the opportunity to showcase what happens when you purchase a 399 square foot park model from yours truly. See how it stands up to an F3 tornado. Yes, this is what you've been waiting for. You've been asking, how does a tiny home withstand severe weather? Well, I can show you better than I can tell you. So here in the Lake Ray Roberts Marina community, you will see throughout this video the devastation that has taken place. What originally happened was on May 25th at 10:30 p.m., an F3 tornado touched down in Sanger, Texas, in the Valley View area that has left a trail of devastation to houses galore for miles and miles. And not only that, also boat slips. Boats have been dunked into the water to no return and put out for miles and miles where they can only be found with drone footage. So all of those high winds and heavy storms have resulted in this, which is going to be a cleanup that is going to last months, if not years, before they are back to the original aesthetic that everyone knows and loves in this community. With that said, the Petersons originally purchased this home and wanted to place it here. But follow me through before we start on their backstory. Look at some of the things that are taking place. We've got trash everywhere. I mean, there was literally a full tour bus style RV right here that was on the back side of the property and flipped several times and has resulted in what you see here beside us. This is what used to be a golf cart. The insides of these homes, and the crazy thing is this particular brand of motor coach, people pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for, and this is the result. However, our clients, the Petersons, chose to go the tiny home lifestyle in that route and choose a 399 square foot park model, and this is the result of what they have here today. The only structure in this entire community to still be standing upright and has no major damage outside of simply cosmetic things, such as some shingles blown off the roof due to some debris that has blown through the community when it happened. You'll see that the gable needs to be replaced with some siding there, some touch-up paint here and there, but all in all, they are safe and proud to know that their purchase of a 399 square foot park model was one of the best investments they've made in their life, literally. And the night that this happened on May 25th, they were in the local restaurant that is right behind where their park model is located. They ran with others and got into the freezer. They had over 20 people in that freezer to withstand the storm. And when they came out after about 5 minutes, that storm passed, they came out and saw the crazy devastation that you see out here today. And trust me, guys, it is a lot better than when it originally happened. We wanted to give them some respect and some peace and allowed them about 2 to 3 weeks to get things in order before we come out and showcase their home. Because guys, I know it's a devastating factor when something like this takes place and you never want it to happen. But when it does, I wanted to showcase to you guys how our homes withstand. And the Petersons, Miss Peterson specifically, reached out and said, Mr. Tiny, this is what happens. I want to show you how well your park models stood up to an F3 tornado. And as you see here behind me, they have skirting in line, they have the front deck, screen porch, but again, it's just some cosmetic damage there in the gable. We'll come around the side here, and this is where a lot of the damage was due to debris that blew in to the park model home. You'll see their skirting has been damaged here, but there was a window right here. They do have a board on it because there was some debris that came in and busted that window there, but hey, that window can be replaced. The home is still intact. Also, you'll see some sheets on the roof where some shingles came off. That can be replaced as well. Skirting can be reattached. But the fun fact when it comes to our homes is the setting of the park models after delivery. When we level the homes with the water level, we anchor them into the ground with hurricane strapping in the front, center, and rear of the home, which takes the strapping into the ground or the foundation with augers about 3 to 4 feet. And that right there is what kept this house intact and as you see it today. Those anchors were a force pulling the home into the surface when the high winds took place. And guys, this is something that they are so happy to know and so happy to see. Is it's just cosmetic things, and they are the only home in the community that is still standing. The rest are completely totaled. They flipped, went miles, so some would say, definitely yards as well, and some are still looking for their homes, not knowing where they are. But we'll follow me on around because this is going to be a little different episode today. It's not going to be too long because I'm still going to respect the Petersons' privacy and not go into their home as things were, due to the debris coming in and busting windows and things like that. Their power's been out. They've got a generator hooked up currently that is keeping everything intact. But you can see even the deck that they had built on has shifted and come over a little bit, but the park model 399 square foot tiny home is still right there where it stands. So that's something where the deck can be just repositioned, attached back, and they're going on with their life. We'll come around this way. You can see the deck actually had more damage than the home did itself. You can see some of the gutters there are bent and coming off. The skirting that was wrapped around. The deck here is blown off in those conditions. They did choose to use more of a faux rock skirting a lot of times now. Again, this home was purchased back in 2017. Today, we match the skirting with the siding down to the ground. So you get that warranty of the siding as well, so it withholds and withstands severe weather a lot better than some of this faux rock that they had previously. So want to give you that. But we will also insert some pictures of the original state of how this home looked in the video, so that way you can get the comparison of before and what we have after once that F3 tornado touched down. And keep following me around. We'll make our way on down here, and again we're going to show shots of some comparisons of the park model as well as the surrounding areas, whether it is the boat slips that you see are completely in shambles, whether it is the restaurant that is close by completely blown away and needs to be built from the ground up again. So guys, this is something that is again a learning lesson for many, and I'm hoping to use this video as a way to showcase when you purchase from Mr. Tiny and Recreational Resort Cottages, yes, you are purchasing a premium product. Again, don't get me wrong, don't misquote me. If an F5 comes through, tuck your head and pray to you know who. That's what you need to do, because no matter what you're in, you just better get out of the way. But when you hit high winds such as an F3, F2, F1, we showcasing right here that your park model will be in good hands. And also, the main factor here that I want to do is keep in mind, this is in a RV park where this is the only park model that was located in this community. So every other home, every other neighbor here has no home to go into. At least the Petersons can go inside their home. They can have shelter for their dogs in the meantime. They have the generator going now, so they can actually be functional inside the home. But I want to do this and showcase and not bash in any way, shape, or form traditional RVs or campers. They have their place. If you're looking to camp, travel around the country with them, great utilization of what that's meant for. But living in it full time or having it as a secondary residence that you choose to live in, Mr. Tiny would say that's not the case that you want to do. You want to do something where if you're living in it full time, yes, you want to take the time, spend the extra money so that way you have a quality home that has a 50-year warranty on the shingles. You're going to have the 25-year shingled roof warranty. Again, a lot of times you'll see we do the metal roofs. If it was metal, you would maybe not have a chance of having the shingles blown off. And you also have a 30-year warranty with the metal. So those instances right there tell you why this is a great option for you. And also the Petersons, originally when they purchased back in 2017, they had a fifth wheel camper before them, but they wanted to have something that was more durable and longevity for years to come because they loved the lakes lifestyle. They wanted to stay in this home, and this has been a treasure for them, as well as basically what I've learned from the community members. This is a display model for the community members. A lot of them right now have already been reaching out, hitting us up because, of course, if your RV is totaled, that means insurance is going to give you the funds to replace it. And a lot of them are choosing the smart route and not choosing to invest back into another RV. They're choosing to invest into a park model RV, tiny home, with yours truly, Mike, Mr. Tiny Timmons. And for any of you currently on the fence and wondering, should I do RV? Should I do a park model? What are the advantages? This right here is something that I can show you, and I want to use this for anyone looking or have friends or family. It's given the big debate. Well, I don't know why you buy a tiny home. That thing will blow away when the first big wind comes. Shoot them this link. Tell them Mr. Tiny's done the hard work for you. I'm showing you better than I can tell you. And again, there's going to be some footage throughout this video that is showcasing, again, the devastation and the comparisons between what is currently sitting here with the traditional RVs and the boats, and then this park model tiny home. Again, not saying we're perfect, but we make homes that are meant to last a lifetime and be favorable for our guests. So again, it's a little different episode of Living Tiny, but I said, no way. They said, Mr. Tiny, you gonna do this as a Living Tiny episode? What better way is this a showcase than real life Living Tiny? This is what I'm doing. This is why I brought this series. Yes, I like to show the inside, the interior, the decor, and show what people's done with the place, but there's no better way to show you about Living Tiny than coming right here after the aftermath that's took place and show you firsthand what's going on. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this particular episode. It's a little something different. I'm going outside the box here, but I want to showcase to you what your possibilities are. So for anyone currently in the market right now and interested in purchasing a 399 square foot park model, but we're hesitant due to severe weather or they're worried about storms and things like that, this right here is a great example. Also, I don't have any problem with somebody purchasing this and getting a storm shelter. Then that's just the cherry on top. You're double covered. And for those of you that are currently an RV, a traditional RV, and you're living there full time, this may be your little nudge right there, your little bump, push over the fence to make that transition today. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Again, this is season 3, episode 2, and I'm bringing to you the Peterson's anchored park model. We want to say anchored because, as you can see, it's anchored into the ground and it ain't moving right here at Lake Ray Roberts, located in Sanger, Texas. So I hope you enjoyed this video tour. If you did so today, please hit that thumbs up button, hit that like button, and let me know. Run down to the comment section and let me know what your thoughts are of how well this home stood up, and make sure to give some praise to the Petersons for allowing me to come back out and showcase this home, even with the traumatic experience that it has bestowed upon them, to showcase to you. And they're the ones really giving back because they're allowing us to bestow this education and this knowledge to you, and they want to pay it forward to anyone who may currently be in the market. So reach out in the comments to them and show some support, and also hit that subscribe button, because if you're subscribed like you should be, you see right here with season 3, episode 2, look what I'm already doing. Who knows where I'm going to be next? And I mean, where am I going to be next? Stay tuned, because you'll never know. Also, if you want to contact me directly about purchasing your very own park model or reaching out with additional information, hit me up on Instagram directly at the Mr. Tiny, at TheMrTiny. And you can connect with I anytime. I'm selling this home as well as hundreds of other models directly off of my Instagram. So you can contact me day or night, and I'll make sure that price is right. And please remember, If it's Tuesday, you know where to find me on another episode of Living Tiny with Mr. Tiny. Y'all have a great day.